that were previously classified. The files were released by the order of President Trump, with this latest batch following one that dropped on May 8th. You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
From energy to public health, extreme weather, the economy, and more, Climate Connections makes the global local. Hear it weekdays during the Thom Hartmann program and during Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive, right here on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk, where facts matter.
Where are they now with Art and Bobby?
Dear adventurers and heroes, I am there to witness the truths you dare not admit.
Carlos, I wish I knew you in high school. You would have wrote me a wonderful letter to the teacher, huh? That is wonderful.
He can't come to school now.
There we go.
He has a dentist appointment.
I used to go, I didn't bring my homework because my dog ate it. You didn't have a dog? Oh, yeah, I do. One of those stuffed animals. You ever seen it? The devil gets into them.
Listen to Where Are They Now, Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Hey, listen.
Summer would feel better in a Porsche. Find yours today at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Browse and test drive our extensive selection, like the 2026 Porsche Macan Electric. Right now, lease the 2026 Macan Electric for only $1049 a month for 39 months. Discover performance like no other when you visit the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. $9,999 due signing for qualified buyers. Excludes tax, title, license, and dealer fee. No security deposit required. Expires 6/1/26.
WCPT replay.
John Fugel saying, listen, y'all, the dude wrote a book called Separation of Church and Hate. What a great title. Tell us a little bit what's happening in that space.
Well, and I'm so grateful to you and all the deeply attractive listeners of WCPT for supporting this book. So I wrote this book for years ago about how to use the Bible for believers and atheists, because even if you don't believe in Jesus, if you're debating a right-wing Christian on any of the issues that divide us, Jesus is probably on your side, whether he's a literal figure or not. They don't care about the teachings of Jesus. They don't care about religious freedom. They don't give a damn what God tells you to do in the Bible. They care about conservative Christian power. That's it. Jesus' movement was all about humanity and all about humility. He was not about total right-wing domination of the school board.
Keep listening to WCPT 820, because facts matter.
You're listening to WCPT 820, because facts matter.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Now, live from Chicago, the Hal Sparks radio program Mega Worldwide.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Hal Sparks, actor, comedian, and multimedia personality.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hal Sparks.
All right, let's do this.
What is happening? We're here. We're actually in Chicago. It's crazy. And we actually made it in this other day. And
we love Devin.
We do love Devin. And it's, yeah.
I think did he say he's going to go poop?
No, I don't think he gives
the cameras.
Oh, yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
That's the code word around here, right? Yeah, that's right. Why wouldn't he tell us?
I know.
I don't know. Why hide it?
Everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's welcome to WTMI. No. That would be Chicago's oversharing station. So I have been on the road with Nerd Halen for the last 3 days.
Tonight's, I hadn't heard about that.
So
where are you playing tonight, Hal?
Tonight at Vixen's in McHenry.
Yeah.
Here in Illinois. And it's really exciting, and it's nice to be playing. And it's been going very well. Wonderful. And especially because there's been a good deal of sparklers / Mega Worldwide watchers / just people who know me from this world.
Oh, that's fun.
It used to be that it would be, Queer as Folk fans or I Love the fans or Do Where's My Car fans or Lab Rats fans who would come and they would they'd have to kind of crowbar the idea of, Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide into their head or the radio show or all that punditry stuff. And then this is the opposite. This is like them sitting there watching me dressed as a nerd singing David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar songs, and like a like a dog hearing a new tone for the first time. Sometimes we'll get a head turn. But it's overall, like, it's nice seeing the transition when people are like, I was not expecting that. Actually, one guy came up last night, and he's like, dude, I thought when I saw the marquee, I thought you're doing stand-up, and then this band was playing afterwards or something. Because it was like, 2 hours in an intermission. I was like, oh, he's probably doing that, or they're opening for him or something. And it was a 100-minute show with a 15-minute intermission in the middle of it. And he was pleasantly surprised.
Yay.
Yeah. So was I. But I surprised you this morning.
You did.
With some news you didn't know. And this maybe there's some people out there who don't know this as well. But Tulsi Gabbard pulled a Bongholio and beat feet.
Do you think it was up to her?
Well, okay, so here's the story. Let's see if you believe it or not. Okay. This is as I understand it.
Okay.
So on Friday, Trump was flying to New York to stump for somebody and do one of these kind of like brain fry rallies, like people who go see Brian Wilson's Beach Boy experience by himself with just him and a theremin, just showing the dangers of lead poisoning.
His face didn't move since like 1998.
Yeah, it's so he's
rest in peace, Brian Wilson. You're a genius.
Yeah. I mean, I will take everybody's word that the production required to record those vocals at that time on whatever 6 tracks or whatever they had on 3-inch tape.
Yeah.
God, they did great work. So either way, so it's kind of that situation. Like you're just going to watch his brain fry at this point. So she apparently dropped this. Thank you for the super chat. She apparently dropped this on him, Berkeley, right as he was leaving town. How dare she? Terrible,
dude.
She just and she used and here's the thing: if this is true, my thoughts and prayers go out to her and her husband and all the stuff that goes with it. She said she is quitting to help take care of her husband because he has a particularly bad diagnosis of bone cancer.
Oh, okay.
And some sort of, anyways, he's got a melanoma, carcinoma, some kind of a noma. I don't know.
Sounds really bad.
Anyways, but the issue is that because of the wonderful world of HIPAA and such, you could take a benign lump kind of a storyline where somebody's seen you going to an oncologist and blow that up into, we'll milk this for a year because they can't ask. So that's the problem. And under normal circumstances, that would be a ridiculous thing that they got. But in terms of A, this administration, and B, her being the head of the the DNI, being the ODNI, do we really want to believe everything? And what I think it points to is that she was known amongst the maggotry about being against the Iran war, against the Venezuela Operation Venezuela. She didn't like either one of them. And it goes against her whole non-interventionist. Why she was actually brought into the administration as a way of like reassuring the general maggotry that he was going to be the peace president. Look, I'm bringing in Tulsi Gabbard. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't think we should even defend Israel. That's it.
Wow.
She was supposed to be a symbol of non-interventionism.
How am I on the same page as Tulsi Gabbard?
You're not, because it's for different reasons.
Oh, okay.
You're on. It's an odd overlap. You know what I mean? It's like being against marrying a 12-year-old because it's wrong, which is where I think you and I are.
Right.
Versus being, we'll have nothing to talk about and they're too loud when they watch TV. Right? We're both against it.
Right.
Right? But the Trump reasoning is,
I see.
I don't even know what to get him for her birthday. That's, you're still against it, but
don't get me started on
the moral
friends.
Equivalency that stops there. So the same thing is true in this instance, in that Hal Vickery, thank you so much. If this cancer story isn't, he says, if the cancer story isn't true, I'm betting she came out against attacking Cuba. That's exactly where I was headed, because I think Cuba and the next Iran strike are on deck. And that's why she pulled the plug when she did. Because there's been a lot of talk about how this is the weekend when he's either going to decide or he already has, and it's going to start up again. And we're going to attack Iran. We've got a carrier off the coast of Cuba, and we've, set up a tribunal for Castro. So the idea is that we're going to pop in and grab him like we did Maduro. And that seems to be the plan. Bless you.
Bless you.
And so I personally think that's what it is. I think she's pulling the ripcord because there's only so much hypocrisy you can take on before you own it as, I see, you're not being hypocritical. That's how you always were. Yeah. Yes.
What was her position again?
She was the head of the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence. So she was the overseeing body, the DNI. The ODNI oversees all the intelligence.
From the CIA, the FBI.
CIA, FBI, Marine Intelligence, and they put together the president's daily brief so that he can ignore it.
Ignore it, yeah.
Right.
And sleep through it.
Yeah. And again, Trump only puts women in charge of things that he either wants to subvert or he wants them to actually
mess up.
Yeah. He wants them to be destroyed. So this is no different. Like, I think he doesn't trust the IC, the intelligence community, because they've got the goods on him. Right.
Yeah.
And that is the big, and I guess we'll talk about that in the next segment, but that is the big debates going on right now. You and I, we're all stuck in this reality. So we're going to be just talking about as it plays out, because elections have consequences, people. We're going to be talking about this in terms of the motivation, not the thing itself, because these ships have sailed, literally and figuratively. Yeah. And in the next couple of weeks, like it or not, this idea that like Trump just wants an out, he wants to get out of Iran because he wants gas prices to come back down for the midterms, and so he's going to just pull the plug, and that'll be that. I don't think so. I got to say, I think he's committed to showing everybody that he doesn't even have to do that to win the midterms. Yeah. Because the thing about Trump is he's always, if you win by cheating, in his mind, you're better than if you win on the merits.
Right, because you figured out, you game the system.
Oh, yeah. Anybody can go into court and win because they're innocent. But if you can be guilty and get away with it, you're the man. Oh, hey. He's always believed that.
Yeah, and that's got to be true.
Yeah, and so this is the same circumstance. This is one of those situations where everybody's telling him, like, if you just end it now, declare victory, get out, and we'll be fine for the midterms. And the gas price, like, no, actually, I'm going to just will them down. And if they don't vote for me, it'll be like the Epstein files last year. I don't need your help. You're insufficiently maggot. So we got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. It's the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide, live from Chicago with Johnny Million.
We're together.
Tom Hartman.
Autocrats generally, particularly those autocrats who have narcissistic personality disorder and are sociopaths, as is, in my opinion, Trump, typically do not tolerate high-profile people around them. They want to be the star of the show, and that's certainly been the history of Donald Trump. The only people that he will tolerate around him are people who, when he says, kiss my ass, they fall to their knees.
The Tom Hartman radio program, weekdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on WCPT 820, where facts matter.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. Percy Julian was born in 1899 in Birmingham, Alabama. His mother was a school teacher and stressed education. Percy achieved academic success throughout his youth and graduated from DePauw University in 1920. Racial discrimination diverted Mr. Julian from his preferred career path and graduate studies, but he did earn a PhD in chemistry in Vienna, Austria. Julian returned to the U.S. and a professorship at Howard University. In 1935, he entered private industry and eventually started his own company. Mr. Julian married and settled in the Chicago area. In 1950, his home was set ablaze by an arsonist, and 1 year later, a bomb narrowly missed his children while they slept. Despite racial adversity, Percy Julian earned international accolades for pioneering research and paved the way for black scientists in education and industry. You can learn more about this great American at blackinventor.com. And please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
This is Tom Hartman, and you're listening to the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide on Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT.
He just threw it to you.
So, yeah, I know. I saw it. It was very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like real radio when I'm in here.
I felt
it. It is, yeah. I have to say, it's very exciting for me to be able to talk.
It's crazy that you can still talk today.
Clearly. After the amount of singing I've been doing the last couple of days, and it is all because I've got in-ears now.
I sing one song like Bon Scott at my rehearsal, and the next day I sound like, is it so wrong? I just want to be loved. I'm like all Harvey Firestein.
Johnny Million. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I do sound like Jeff Tate doing an interview after everything, where I'm like, hush now, don't you cry. My voice sounds just like this the whole time. But that's kind of cool, so I can use that in the morning, and then it eases back to where it was. That said, though, we're just having too much fun. And
I've got a new camera. I don't know what camera I'm on. I think it's that one. I got I got a camera for tonight.
Yeah,
so we can
your little
that.
Insta 360, very exciting.
360.
Little 360 cameras are great. I've had one for years. I've gotten a lot of footage off of those things, and I'm in this situation, and I'm sure people in the chat will know this and feel this, that I keep talking about what I would do after the current unpleasantness is over, and it's nice to have things to do.
Yeah.
Like touring with Nerd Halen, acting, stand-up, all those kind of things. I have those things.
Yep.
A lot of people in the punditry class around me, they don't have
all they do.
They actually, if the world got better, they're screwed.
What do they have to talk about?
That's right.
Yeah, this is great for ratings.
Yeah. And the worse it is, the better it is for them. And that's why we've had this rise of kind of like divisive political media, is because it's full of people who don't have a second skill.
Yeah.
You know? It's
arguably not.
I keep thinking of the whole like George Washington quit and went back to being a farmer because that was the valuable job he had.
Right.
And he's like, somebody else should do this for a while when it's necessary, and then when it's not necessary, go back to doing what you're actually contributing with.
Yeah,
you know?
Baseball players used to work in factories.
That's right. Yeah, right. It's like Slapshot. They all used to work at the mill or whatever it was. Yeah. So for me, like I've got stuff to do, and on top of that, one of them would be a show, like a YouTube show / podcast, like. Do you feel like you've been underusing your electronic devices and you look at them with all their knobs and special things and you don't use but 2%?
Weirdly, yes.
Yeah. I'm tortured by it.
When I look around my office, I'm like, I remember getting that. I wanted to use that for this, but I haven't.
Right. And I know I can use it for that, but I also know it does 97 other things and I'm not using any of them. What a waste. I feel like it's like I haven't recycled in a year every time I look at something.
Every time I open up my DAW, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Oh yeah, and that plug-in stuff.
Yeah,
that comes with it. It's free.
Yeah.
That's the other part. Yeah. That's even worse when you get like, you know, a bundle of software and it comes with all these available things. You're like, I'm not using any of it. I'm such a jerk.
On the flip side, I've got a video editing software that is nonstop. Give me more money. It drives me crazy.
Oh yeah,
I paid money for it.
Upselling you? It's just constantly upselling.
Yeah.
Ugh, rude. So I overall, I have one of those. I have one of those lives. I was like, I could do that. I could fill as much time as I'm on the show that I do live streaming at infotainmentwars.com. We don't need the documents. We got everything memorized.
Yeah.
And I could do that as a living and still feel like I'm contributing to society, making people feel better, make it funny and be useful or whatever. And I know for the meantime, like I might as well be doing that to some degree right now, since Trump is on this sort of treadmill of not listening to anybody, not accountable to anybody. Mike Johnson took the House out this week because there was going to be a vote on the War Powers Act and he was going to lose.
Can't do that.
So they pulled it.
Better not vote.
And even then, Trump is still doing this thing where he will do it anyways.
Yeah.
They under the War Powers Act as it currently is, You got 60 days. You can go, bomb your little heart out for 60 days. And then at the end of that 60 days, you got 30 days to draw down everybody, which, by the way, you can walk away shooting, apparently. You could fire into the country as your boats are leaving. So that's 90 days of just absolute warfare, which with the idea of being kind of wag the dog-ish kind of wars, you should be able to finish it under that timetable and don't bother us about it and don't make it our political weight to bear. If you want to start something like this as president, let it, we can claim it if we like it and we can avoid it if we don't. Yeah. It's a perfect political buffer, 90 days. And what Trump and his team are doing, and I want to remind everybody that thinks that he's not obeying any of the laws or any of the rules. He's just doing it to the letter. And we gave so much wiggle room to presidents and it just in their overall powers, their windows where they could try and do things
that traditionally they did not pursue because it's like, that's not something you do. You look wrong or you look obstinate.
It's a terrible idea. It won't work. And, that used to stop them.
Yeah.
This will be completely ineffective and counterproductive. I think I'll give that a try. So that's what we've been dealing with Trump is that what he learned from his first term was that we had adults in the room who knew the rules and would push back on what he was doing a little bit.
Yeah.
This time, he surrounded himself by grown children who know the rules and will help navigate him. Because what it is it's for the most part, in terms of anybody he listens to, it's a bunch of John Hughes. If you remember, John Hughes is the guy who wrote the torture memo for the Bush administration.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was the guy who made enhanced interrogation out of torture and said this is why it's not torture, because they know full well they're not going to die, even if some of them have. But he wrote this legal justification that threaded this needle. I mean, as a legal argument, it looked like Jim Jordan's congressional district, just kind of sprawling kind of, it looks like an infectious bacteria in the state because it just spreads and has these tiny little tendrils. But it did the job.
Yeah.
And so the lesson that he came in with this was, I'm going to get away with it. And where I can't get away with it, I'm just going to pardon everybody.
Yeah.
And now I do think personally that there will be some semblance of a legal system left over when he leaves office. Largely because I don't, and this is again not a wish upon him, simmer down, but I don't think he's going to leave office on his feet.
No.
I think he's going to be rolled out.
Yeah.
And I think that's a reality that they're all dealing with.
Not after his third term.
Yeah. He'll think it'll be after he thinks he's in the middle of his third term, where his brain is,
it's just around the corner.
Just a gelatinous, flatulating, undulating mess of silly putty and dog food that just passes for a cerebral cortex.
What's awful is the more that his faculties decline, the meaner he gets.
Well, you become yourself.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
All the gates come down.
Yeah, when you're disinhibiting like that, when you lose all your kind of social gatekeeping control, your prefrontal cortex, you become like Phineas Gage. Remember Phineas Gage? He's the guy who was the railroad spike guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who was apparently, I always thought that I always had a hard time picturing that injury because to me, I'm like, did he fall? Did the train knock him? How did he get a railroad spike? Well, what they actually did was they would sharpen railroad spikes and then you'd use it to tamp down this black powder in these blasting keg things. And you bang the flat end on the bottom of it and it exploded and
so the
sparked.
Sharp end can go
sharp
through your
end
head.
went through your head. Yeah. So
that's how it was designed.
Yeah, that's how he became a jerk.
You're supposed to die.
Yeah, right. But back then, medicine was
a jerk.
Huh?
He became a jerk?
Yeah, he became a madman. He couldn't work in teams anymore. He always had like one eye shut. So people think you're picking a fight with him anyways.
Sure.
Because like, what are you looking at me all, squirrely for?
Yeah, there were x-rays of that. So what year was this?
Oh, early 1900s, late 1800s, something like that. I mean, But it changed his personality. It was the beginning. It was the birth of neuroscience, basically. They're like, oh, hey, he had a different personality before and after he had a hole in his forehead.
Yeah.
And it took out the left side of his prefrontal cortex. And the thing is, they're like, it changed his personality. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because he was really nice and accommodating before that. But I think it was strategic. He was aware. He just didn't have that gait anymore. And so he was always kind of a jerk. He just didn't say it because you didn't, right? And so he disinhibited because of an injury and became his true self. He was one of these guys who's like, it's not a problem. It's totally a problem.
Right.
And
oh my God, that's me.
If I had 2 feet of rubber hose right now, right? So that's exactly it. So he turned into a different person, but I actually think he became his true self, right? Trump is the same way. This is how Trump is. He's got this, he's always been dismissive. The only difference that I can see that's new to him is caused by his sense of mortality, his awareness of his own.
That is a weird turn that we've seen in some of the interviews.
Yeah, he would talk about himself like he was an Olympian for the longest time, virile and smart and strong.
Now
and all
he talks about he's probably going to hell.
Yeah, right. That probably. Take out the probably. It makes me sound wishy-washy.
If there's a hell, it's for you,
man. Right. Yeah. This we're gonna see more of that. By the way, apparently he left that letter for J.D. Vance, like, "Hey, if I croak, here's what you got. Here's
Did he really?
Yeah. Apparently it's in the drawer in the Oval Office, which is like, I mean, it's. Can you imagine J.D. Vance laughing that hard? Just like reading it and going, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think I'm going to do it like, don't forget to pardon Eric. Like that kind of, like, but that's what it says. If I didn't get a chance, if I died before I, And
wouldn't it be crazy if like J.D. Vance just like ripped off this mask and all of a sudden like the beard and eyeliner are gone and he's the guy who's like, I've always been a never Trump guy. All of a sudden like he becomes
back to himself.
Yeah, back to himself.
Oh yeah. Well,
he's going to have to.
Nice tease for the next block there, Johnny Million, because that is the theory. That's the running theory in maggotdom, is that the never Trumpers have set Trump up. And they're denying him intel and they're cornering him and J.D. Vance, he's going to die in office and J.D. Vance is going to take over and then it's going to be the neocons and the deep state are going to do everything they've ever wanted, except Trump's already doing it. We got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. It's the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide.
Think Theory Radio. We enter this world of hyper-reality. In case you didn't know, hyper-reality is the inability of consciousness to distinguish reality from a simulation of reality, especially in technologically advanced societies. The action of hyper-reality is to desire reality in an attempt to achieve that desire to fabricate a false reality that is to be consumed as real.
Think Theory Radio with Damian Perdue. Saturdays at 6 p.m. on WCPT 820.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CASH to borrow up to $10,000.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. Percy Julian was born in 1899 in Birmingham, Alabama. His mother was a school teacher and stressed education. Percy achieved academic success throughout his youth and graduated from DePauw University in 1920. Racial discrimination diverted Mr. Julian from his preferred career path and graduate studies, but he did earn a PhD in chemistry in Vienna, Austria. Julian returned to the U.S. and a professorship at Howard University. In 1935, he entered private industry and eventually started his own company. Mr. Julian married and settled in the Chicago area. In 1950, his home was set ablaze by an arsonist, and 1 year later, a bomb narrowly missed his children while they slept. Despite racial adversity, Percy Julian earned international accolades for pioneering research and paved the way for black scientists in education and industry. You can learn more about this great American at blackinventor.com. And please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Now let's get back with Hal Sparks' radio program, Mega Worldwide.
So, this, needless to say, I like my BS meter just kind of pegs now on the regular. Trump posted this thing this morning of a picture of the Middle East, and there's a big American flag over Iran.
Yeah.
And inside the borders of it, and it says United States of the Middle East.
I knew it.
That might be right up there with him doing his troll about Venezuela becoming the 51st state, which he did recently. Which I got to tell you, like, I suppose he was just trying to make Tucker Carlson's head explode, but just imagine in the general maggotry. The idea that Venezuela, let's say he follows through on that one, never mind Canada, where, by the way, it wouldn't be one state, it'd be 3 states.
At least.
Because of the size. Yeah. And there would be the provinces would break out, the big ones. And then that would be how they did it, I think. And they would all have 2 senators apiece, and they would all expect national health care.
Yep.
So, yeah, good luck with that. Same thing with Greenland. Like, yeah, they'll become citizens, and they all went.
I forgot about how he wanted to take over Greenland.
Oh, he did. No, he did that this morning too. I'll show you.
Cool.
Yeah,
So he's refreshing.
He did this
our memories.
creepy, like,
ew.
Yeah, it's like he's looking at Greenland like he looked at E. Jean Carroll over the top of the curtain rod in the dressing room.
So he's sharing these things. Who is creating those for him?
Some of them are. They are
just
either
like
grabbed.
Trump Reddit?
Yeah, they're all over X. So they're like these bots make them. And then this woman who they call, his human printer, who walks around with a printer. She prints out a bunch of these memes, and then he checks them off. Like, I like that one. I like that one. I like that. Ah, they'll love that one. And she's like, they'll really hate this, Mr. President. So she's almost more. Natalie Harp, she's almost more responsible for these than he is. I would also like to point out that Donald Trump does not stay awake all night posting. He definitely wakes up occasionally and does something on his own. But the vast majority of them that are happening all day long, not just in the middle of the night, but all day, are done by staff, specifically her. And so they set out this agenda of posts, and it's just the idea is that it's supposed to create this maddening illusion that this guy is awake at all hours and he never sleeps, right? Which, by the way, would make you insane. So I don't know why they think that's a flex. He never sleeps. Really? He must be loopy,
crazy,
because I had 3 hours and change of sleep last night, and I will be dangerous if I don't get a nap later on.
What time was your flight?
Well, I had to be at the airport at 5.
Oy vey.
Yeah.
After playing a rock show.
Oh, yeah. We got back to we finished it, like, and meet and greet and all that kind of stuff afterwards. So got back to the room around 1:15, something like that. And it's one of those things like I have to will myself to sleep. Like,
right.
Do it. Yep. Sleep, you idiot. It doesn't work, though, because then I go, I'm not an idiot, and then there's a whole argument.
Then you have this argument with yourself.
Yeah, it's terrible. So I in all honesty, I just put on like something mind-numbing on television and act like I'm going to watch it and then conk out.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's usually Forensics Files.
Yeah,
because
Investigation Discovery.
Yeah, right, because they're always on. So, and I'm like, I've seen most of them.
Yeah, what's happening on Snapped today?
Yeah, right, yeah.
I think that woman's had enough.
Yeah. Is it worrisome if your girlfriend or your wife is watching Snapped while, just go to sleep, baby? Yeah, right. The funny thing is Summer puts that stuff on, and then she falls asleep. Now I'm wide awake.
I'm going to go like, honey.
I gotta figure out how she would do it.
Yeah,
right. You're never gonna get.
What's your breaking point?
No. I'll make my own teeth. Thank you very much.
I'll make my own teeth.
Tea.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll make my own teeth.
Yeah, your
Thank
teeth
you.
in the glass. I don't wear dentures. Whack! Oh my God.
I do now.
Right, so, needless to say, so this is after this morning's back and forth and kerfuffle or whatever. The whole thing has been that I guess the leader of Oman flew out of Tehran this morning, and with this last minute, what if they do this? So Iran said that talks on a peace deal with the U.S. are progressing, and that other key points of contention will be ironed out at a later stage, which is exactly what they said 3 weeks ago, and is exactly what Trump has been saying the entire time.
That means healthcare is right around the corner.
That's right. Yeah, in 2 weeks, absolutely. Rubio signaled that a resolution, quote, is in sight, while U.S. President Donald Trump said it was a solid 50-50 on whether the sides could reach a deal. For the record, folks, this is nonsense.
A solid 50-50 means they will or they won't.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a
with
coin
you.
flip.
Those are the odds.
Yes, right. It's not so much a peace deal as as
a peace hope.
Well, it's like a peace negotiation with Two-Face. Right. All right. Iranian Foreign Minister spokesman Ismail Baghai said the final draft of an agreement of text between Iran and the U.S. is still under review, with mediation efforts currently centered on finalizing a memorandum of understanding. Both of them the Iranians obviously don't want us to do a big giant strafe bombing of their country. Yeah. So they're just blowing smoke, but they're not going to agree. The minute Trump says they agreed to something, they post online, no, we didn't, and he's a big loser, and here's another Lego rap video. So,
another Lego rap video?
Wait a minute. You've missed those?
They're Lego rap videos? I am chronically online.
I know.
How did I miss this?
I don't know. The Iranians have started putting out, rap videos about Trump and Epstein, and how there's one called, I think, Your Country is Run by Pedophiles. Yeah, that it's all with Legos, it's all AI, and it's all like just Trump diss tracks. That's all they're doing.
That's amazing. Are they good?
Some of them are good. They're a little repetitive. I mean, I know what they're doing, and but they definitely hired a firm of English speakers to crank them out. You know what I mean?
Nice.
They're not quite.
I think Devin's pulling one up.
Oh yeah, I don't think we'll have a copyright strike if we play one, because I don't know who the heck owns them, if they can be owned at all. But they've been dunking on him left and right, and they do it immediately after he says something's done. And some of them you can't. It's all right. Showing it over there. Okay. Well, the problem is, I don't know if you can play, because there's some naughty words on some of them, but not all of them. I think most of them are fairly clean. But yeah, so they've been, and they do it as soon as he tacos. They do it within minutes, because they know his brags are so big and so absurd, that you dare not. He can't even walk him back himself. No. They gave me everything I wanted. And they gave us everything. We're good. It's all over.
He can't acknowledge that it ever existed.
Right. And so if they turn around and just deny all of it, they just say stuff because they got to say stuff. But we got everything we wanted. Right. He's done this 6 times. Yeah. 2 weeks ago on a Friday night, they declare it's basically over. And that's when we had this big stock rally. This, he
loves manipulating the markets.
Melt up, as it were. Yeah, 3,750 trades.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
I paid $5.15 a gallon on my way in today.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's and I'm in a tame part of Cook County. It's
get used to that. But beyond that, Trump doesn't understand that petroleum byproducts are in many ways more important to our society than gas is, especially naphtha, which you make plastics from, and fertilizer. If farms don't buy the fertilizer now, that they need for the fall, they won't have it. There is a finite amount in the world, and you have to buy what you're going to get. You got to trade for it.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend a lot more to get it now. So only the big agribusinesses get it. So somewhere, depending on the size of the farm, right now in America, somewhere between 49% and 65% of farmers cannot afford the fertilizer they need for this fall. So they are not buying the fertilizer they will need to grow food for next year. So if you
these are the ones that are getting the microphone shoved in their face going, what do you think about your vote now?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And they're going, well, it's a disappointment, but we got to, can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. I thought we bombed them last year. Isn't that over? Well, shut up, leave me alone. The weird part is with Trump, you would think we'd be up to our ears in fertilizer, considering if he was a signature president,
you would think
we could hook him up to some sort of machine. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could solve this. But genuinely, we are the idea that grocery prices will even come down with gas prices. Let's say he's absolutely right and it stops.
Yeah.
The amount of fertilizer that hasn't been available, and not only that, but I mean, oil companies take this in, but if they've got to buy the crude that they're refining at a higher price, and the people that are selling it because there's less of it going around, or they're having a harder time getting it out, or whatever, their profit margin is lower. So yes, there's gouging, no doubt.
Yeah.
But there's also it's not like a chain where everybody in oil, from the actual rig to the gas pump, are making big profits over top of this. This is about lack of supply and regular demand, not even high demand. Wait till the summer comes.
And once anything changes in Iran, it's going to be like trying to stop an aircraft carrier. It's going to keep drifting for a while.
Yes, right. Well, and I mean, look at it after COVID, which is why we had the gas prices we had after that, was because the oil industry basically shut down. And so getting it started back up again. And then we in America wanted first dibs on the stuff that was available and the stuff that was being refined. And what did we do? We paid for it. We paid extra to be at the front of the line. That's what the supply shock was. And again, for all of and Trump even got his own Fed guy this week. And that guy's going to walk into the same rake that Powell did every week, which is, this isn't monetary inflation. It's supply shock left over from COVID. There is not too much money in circulation. That's not the problem.
Right.
And they can't admit that, because they would have to admit that part of this is on his strategy around tariffs. It's on his strategy, around drill, baby, drill, which, again, has not happened. He's
drilling.
He said his big phrase right now is, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia, than double Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Okay. Well, first of all, Saudi Arabia is I think third in the world in oil, but they don't produce natural gas at all. And Russia has a spattering of both, but they're just known for processing and selling it cheaply, not because they have a ton of it. They just got a lot of land, and the idea is they've got a bunch down the pike.
Right.
They don't produce that much. We produce 13.5 million barrels a day of oil. Saudi Arabia and Russia do about 11. We're right in there with them. We're more because of the shale oil revolution. That's why. Natural gas became a byproduct of that. And he's stacking everything. Kerosene, heating oil, coal. We're big on energy. We produce double what anybody else does. Well, that's because he doesn't count anything anybody else does. Saudi Arabia has wind farms and solar farms. And
he just makes things up.
It's just so aggravating. Good Lord. We got to take another break. We'll be back right after this. It's the House Sparks Radio program, Mega Worldwide, infotainmentwars.com. Subscribe to the YouTube page. I haven't been there in 2 days, and I miss you guys.
Stephanie Miller.
It's another true Stephanie Miller Show story, Chris Lavoie. Yeah, from with Jane in St. Charles, Illinois. It's real. Stephanie Miller fans are everywhere. We're meeting in parking lots. It happened just yesterday. I got to my car after leaving the grocery store. There was a woman loading her groceries in the car. She had a radio on to WCPT 820 Progressive Radio. I couldn't resist. I said, I think we would qualify to say that we listen to the Stephanie Miller Show. We both laughed and said, yes, we would. I love it.
Stephanie Miller, weekday mornings, 8 to 11 on WCPT 820.
WCPT replay.
I worked all day updating my office on what's going on with ICE agents. These are animals. There's video of them tasing a man who was already zip tied in a vehicle, and they tased him because what? They didn't like the way he was behaving, or he was already zip tied. Not to mention a 1-year-old who was exposed to tear gas as her parents were running errands, as they were also, by the way, chasing down an 11-year-old girl. I'm not going to say I'm sorry for calling them animals who won't even share their badge numbers, their names, or their faces with us. Spare me for their protection, as though there aren't judges, police officers, FBI, all the different areas of law enforcement and our justice system who do put themselves on the line. We've had judges whose families have been killed in their homes. So you're telling me that an ICE agent is feeling a little bit, are they feeling vulnerable?
Keep listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. Many know of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but few know of his right-hand man, Bayard Rustin. Rustin was born in 1912, raised by his grandparents, who taught him the Quaker values of peace and nonviolence. In college, Rustin grew an interest in socialism, joining the Fellowship of Reconciliation, working with them for 10 years before Rustin was fired and arrested for being caught having sexual relations with another man in a parked car. But his time there wasn't for nothing, as it was there he met A. Philip Randolph, who convinced Rustin to meet with Dr. King during the Montgomery bus boycott. Rustin, along with writings from Gandhi, urged Dr. King to accept pacifism as a way of life. Rustin showed brilliant strategies and organization skills, which led to him organizing the March on Washington, having thousands of people attend. However, this partnership would not last, as Dr. King distanced himself from Rustin after Congressman Powell threatened to use Rustin's sexual orientation against Dr. King. Rustin continued to work with Randolph for civil rights and gay rights until his death in 1987. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820.
Now let's get back with Hal Sparks' radio program, Mega Worldwide.
Welcome back. Hi. We got I got a lovely gift from Thomas Caulfield.
Got it.
Yeah, Thomas Caulfield sent a book here by the station, and it arrived. And so they were like, "Hey, we got this thing. We got a package for you at the station or whatever." And I was like, "Is it ticking?"
Yeah.
And then they're like, we think it's a book. And I'm like, okay, cool. All right, sure. And I'm like, I will be there to pick it up. And they're like, you will?
Yeah.
So the timing was perfect. So, and it's the original Skylab guidebook. Nice. And it's sealed in this plastic so that it doesn't age. Like it's in like.
So what do you do?
This is awesome.
How do you not open that?
Well, I've got it at some point. But what I'm going to do is probably put it in an airtight frame. When I'm done. Like I'll look through it. And, yeah, but it's lovely, and yeah, we got a thing in my family.
Again? He was really chasing us down.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Oh, Thomas Caulfield.
Thank you, Thomas Caulfield.
Yeah, thanks so much. This is lovely. We have a thing in my family where, like, my dad had a D18, a Martin D18 that he fixed up. That was a pre-war D18. It's probably worth a couple $100,000 because it was a forgotten relic of like
I didn't know they had dentine back then.
Right. And it was held together with chewing gum. Chewed by Abraham Lincoln. True story.
Or George Washington with his weird slave teeth.
That's right. Yeah. That's what held his teeth together. Yeah. He passed for gums. So, anyways, this guy came and tried to buy that instrument from my dad.
Sure.
And he goes, don't worry, I'm going to put it. It was a Japanese collector. Mm-hmm. He's like, don't worry, it's going to be put hermetically sealed in this glass chamber that you can go and look at it. And my dad went, no. Instruments are meant to be played.
Yeah. Yep.
It's supposed to be played. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Never trust a used guitar without buckle scratch. We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
And the same thing is true of books. Like you want to hang on to them and that kind of stuff, but they should be touched by human hands and red.
Cat teeth, like puncture holes in the corner.
Oh, yes, right.
Man, they love those.
It's so...
My poor wife has had to buy so many library books.
Oh, no.
Because the cats are just like...
Yeah. So thank you for this, Thomas. That was really great.
That was really cool.
Really,
thanks for your
really,
patience.
Very cool. And I have another shirt I was going to wear today, but I realized I put it in my bag, but I hadn't washed it first. I have very sensitive skin, so I have to wash it before I can wear it. But it said everything's a conspiracy if you don't know how anything works. And that was sent it. Like, we got good people.
Yeah, we do.
We got a lot of good people. Now, Trump's been on this like bizarre posting spree. He had this thing Friday night where he told the weightlifting trans story and the swimming trans story and
I am terrified of trans people.
You mean people who are no longer people? Yes, they used to be people.
They've transitioned into...
Or do you mean people who are something else, like lizards, and they're now people?
They've transitioned into gibbons.
Yes, right.
I'm a trans gibbon.
Bonobos, yeah. The word. So this is,
just the things that people have been taught by a particular channel.
Right. Look.
Like, jails are a country club. We don't punish people hard enough. Trans people are terrifying.
Right. I need to show Johnny Million this. Look over next to Trump's head in that picture.
Ooh,
that guy right there.
Oh, yeah.
With the big distended belly button.
Yeah.
It looks like a giant.
He's got like the pregnancy belly button when the belly button finally gives up and it pops.
Like the turkey's ready.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And apparently Trump was sort of oblivious to its positioning in the shot. And you know how he does that thing where if someone's to his right, he made fun of Biden about they brought Biden's sister and his wife up on stage. And he said, my sister and my wife. And then he turned around and, oh, you guys swap sides. And that could happen to anybody.
Yeah, that's funny.
And that's exactly the response you would have.
Yeah.
And then it's not like the rest of the time he was like, no, you're now my sister and you're now my wife. Like that. But they treat it like that.
Yeah.
Trump will talk to someone right at their face, and like Tulsi Gabbard, Gabbard.
He loves talking to people off camera.
Yes, and then he will turn back to what he's doing, and then he'll go, "Where's Tulsi?" And he'll look the exact opposite direction where he was. They're in his sight line. He just saw them. It's super peculiar. Now, whether that means he's not remembering things he's got like goldfish memory,
or is he just trying to engage other people?
Or it never? No, it's not that. Or if it never registered.
Yeah,
like he looked like it's like if I looked right at you and I'm just like, guy.
But is that like when I look at my phone for the time and then I don't know what time it is?
Yes, it's exactly like that. Yeah. No, it's because you were looking for the time because you had something to do and your brain was on that and it didn't register the detail you were looking for. That's called a scotoma, and it happens when you can't see your keys when you're in a hurry and you need to get out the door.
That is insane.
Yes, that's a real thing.
The blindness that I have for specific items, and I'll walk back into the room like hours later and be like, no, this is a setup.
Yeah. Well, that's, it's how some celebrities can walk around and people don't necessarily bother them until one person spots them. And then it's like the 100 monkey theory where, you ever hear that story that like this kind of weird mystical idea that like all these monkeys lived on an island. They ate potatoes. They ate these tubers. And then one of them started washing in the seawater. So it tasted salty and he liked it. And then after 100 monkeys did it, all the monkeys in the world suddenly knew how to salt their potatoes. And then McDonald's, we had fast food. But that's when, the scotoma is like Jack Nicholson said, you can go anywhere when you're him. Everybody always asks him, like, how do you live? And he's like, you can go anywhere. You just can't stop.
Yeah.
Because the minute you stop, people hear your voice or they look out of the corner of their eye and they're like, what the? Yeah. But if you walk right by them, their brain won't let them see you because I'm not seeing Jack. That can't happen. Right.
Right.
That's not this.
Right. No.
Right. This is like, it reminds me that Trump has that the kind of mental acuity right now. That old joke about the 3 old men sitting around lamenting what it is to be old. Mm-hmm. And the first one goes, it's terrible. I get up every morning at 8 o'clock and I try to pee. I can't. Nothing happens. And I feel the pressure and stuff. And then I go into the kitchen. I'm like, maybe some coffee will help. And then I forget why I'm in there. And I'm like, what was I in here to do? It's terrible. And the other guy, you think that's bad. I go in there in the kitchen. I see this woman in the kitchen. And it took me a second to realize it was my wife. And then her name wouldn't, I just could not figure out her name. And then I was like, I'm making a cup of coffee just to complete hello. I didn't know who she was, and go into the bathroom, and nothing happens. No matter how much coffee I drink, it's terrible. And the third guy goes, I don't know what your guys' problem is. I get up I'm 97 years old. I'm older than both of you. I get up every morning, pee like a racehorse. I go to the bathroom anytime I want, make my own coffee, kiss my wife, call her by her name. I remember everything I know, everything. I'm not losing my memory at all, knock on wood. Come in. So thank you. So yeah, that's a good one. That's one of my favorites. So if I'm ever around you and I go, come in, yeah, that's reference to. That's where Trump is.
Yeah,
he can brag about stuff because he's got this mid memory because it's muscle memory.
Yeah,
it's habit, but he can't remember anything that just happened. And that stretch is getting longer.
Yeah. That'll catch up to you.
Yeah. Now, we're in studio, so Phil won't be with us second hour, so it's just going to be me and Johnny catching up and doing our news thing. And I feel like during the next news break, I'm going to have to explain to you what happened in the last week.
Yeah, to me.
Because you were just totally off, in your own lovely world.
Yeah,
how do you do it?
I don't know. I'm chronically online and somehow miss current events. I think it's by design.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you, algorithm.
I think it's your algorithm.
Yeah.
Like he best not tell him this.
Yeah, that's right.
My algorithm is trying to protect me from myself.
It's all guitars and cats and baseball.
That's right. I don't need to doom scroll any more than I already do.
Yeah,
right. Well, and again, that'd be a show too. Doom scroll. Yeah, we'll figure that. I mean, you know how I think it was Eminem who would come up with really bad. He's like, if I hate it, it'll be a huge hit. Doom scroll. If I just made that up, it would just turn into if I made an internet show called Doom Scroll, that's just all the worst posts. Oh, the end times posts that show up online. All the posts that'll turn you into a prepper.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah, that would work.
It'd be immediately that. But and obviously you're not live streaming today afterwards because you're here with me. But you are playing with us tonight.
Yes,
at Vixen's in McHenry. And
the Vixen.
The Vixen. Yeah, sorry. The Vixen. I pluralized it because out of being wishful thinking.
It's a great place to see a rock show.
Well, if it isn't, it will be tonight.
Yeah.
Down.
I've seen Lynch Mob there.
Oh.
I saw Paul Gilbert there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's some good stuff going on there.
It's a guitar-friendly venue.
I saw King's X there.
Yeah, okay.
So there you go.
Yeah. That's enough said.
Yep.
I think they're ready for us. I think they've been primed.
Yep.
I think they can handle it.
It's a great dressing room, too.
Really? Tell me about it. We'll be back.
Couches.
Driving it home with comedian and activist Patty Vasquez. Patty Vasquez, weeknights 5 to 7 on WCPT 820, where facts matter.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carton. More than 40,000 people remain under mandatory evacuation orders in Southern California this morning as officials say a chemical tank is in danger of exploding. Here's more from Lisa Taylor.
Crews doused the tank with water overnight in an attempt to keep the temperature inside cool enough to stop it from blowing up or cracking and leaking and sending toxic material into the community. Authorities fear those two options could be the only outcome for the unstable tank at GKN Aerospace in Garden Grove. That's why they've ordered the evacuation of parts of 5 cities in the area. Orange County Fire Authority Division Chief Craig Covey says he was told that if the tank fails, it could result in the largest hazmat situation in California history.
In New York, 1 person is dead and nearly 3 dozen FDNY members are recovering after a fire and explosion at a shipyard on Staten Island Friday afternoon. Jim Forbes has more.
New York City's mayor praised both the response and the responders.
This has been an all-hands-on-deck response from approximately 70 fire and EMS units. More than 200 first responders are on site. I commend each of them for their quick response and for their courage.
Crews rushed in trying to rescue a worker trapped in the flames. When the explosion happened, 34 firefighters were injured. 1 fire marshal is critical, and another firefighter listed in serious condition. 1 civilian died, and it's not clear if he was the trapped worker. Another was hurt.
Millions of Americans are traveling over this long holiday weekend. Despite high gas prices, AAA projects 45 million people will drive, fly, or catch a bus or train to their destinations over Memorial Day. This woman is waiting in a TSA line with her family at Reagan National.
They're extremely long. I wish they were shorter, but I understand this is a holiday weekend, so a lot of folks are going different places, so understandable.
You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
When you leave the office, catch up on what you missed on the way home with Patty Vasquez. Weekday afternoons from 5 to 7.
Because we have so much to talk about every day.
Driving it home with Patty Vasquez.
And as you would imagine, that would mean that folks want to call in and join the conversation.
Only on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
Summer would feel better in a Porsche. Find yours today at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Browse and test drive our extensive selection, like the 2026 Porsche Macan Electric. Right now, lease the 2026 Macan Electric for only $1049 a month for 39 months. Discover performance like no other when you visit the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. $9,999 due signing for qualified buyers. Excludes tax, title, license, and dealer fee. No security deposit required. Expires 6/1/26.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's Progressive Talk from TuneIn.
You're listening to the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide.
I've had people walk out of me before, but not when I was being so charming.
Video streaming at halsparks.com.
Well, I don't care for you or for the putrid sludge you're troweling out.
Plus face little pimp stick.
True progressive talk.
Might be a good time for you guys to give up.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Johnny's going through his new settings on his 360
I gotta
camera.
turn it off and
it's
put it
endless.
in the case.
It's endless. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Putting it away.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Let's see if I don't know if this is.
Hal's going to give me a tutorial after this.
Yes, I will. I'll run you through the whole thing.
He'll run me through.
Yeah, is this you're right? Oh, I see this. Sorry, it's set on headphones. Don't be set on headphones. Why would you be on that? Okay, here you go. So Trump. Hold on.
He's brilliant. He wants to take over the entire country. Then they said, no. He wants the world. He doesn't want the country. That's why he's in Iran. That's why he's in. Hey, by the way, how did we do in Venezuela? Not bad. That's why he's in. You know, we've taken out so much oil in Venezuela, we paid for the cost of the war about 25 times over. When did you hear that last?
Just when you made it up now?
Yeah, that would be the part where it's just complete nonsense. What I think he means is the war in Venezuela, which was a kidnapping of 2 people. It was by no means a war.
That went pretty well, right? That went pretty well, right?
Yeah, right. That was great.
Yeah,
we got the guy and his wife. We charged them both, because she was there. This is Trump did another one of the cognitive test things,
But a friend of mine, very good at politics, say, don't worry, people forget about it. I don't know. I don't think you can. I thought it was the worst. He did this during an interview.
Oh wait, this is the one where he's talking. He's talking about.
I love his little slurps because he doesn't remember to swallow now.
Yeah, he talks about he talks about this after he talks about Gavin Newsom, because he said Gavin Newsom, I think, was talking about being dyslexic, essentially.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and like how it makes you feel stupid, and a lot of people were made to feel that way. And Trump reads it as he was calling everybody stupid because Trump does think they're stupid. But he went back on his. I took a cognitive and I did the cognitive thing, and he whipped out what was this ridiculous number where like he did one of these like I have the quote here the where he was like, the first one's easy, a horse, a pig, a carrot, a toilet. Which one's the horse? Right? Name the horse. And he didn't even say, by the way, he didn't say which one's the horse. He said, name the horse. And I'm like,
Wilbur?
Johnny's Pride. I don't know. What do you mean? That's such a tricky thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But he goes, and he goes, they always show you that one, but they don't show you when it gets harder. At the end, when you get near the end. And he goes, this is his quote. Pick a number, sir. Any number. Okay, 203. This is him having a dialogue, I suppose, with the testing person. Multiply times 9. Divide by 2.
Oh, no.
Add on 1324. Subtract 1292. Sir, multiply it one more time by 19. What's the answer, sir? And I got it right. That was his...
He got it right.
He says he did. It's, by the way, 17,964.5 because he divides it in half at one point, which gives you a 0.5.
Yeah.
And that you're stuck with that for the rest of the equation.
Yeah, because you never multiply it by 2 again.
It annoys me.
Yeah.
That he went by 2. but this idea that he's like, I got a good brain. He's Simple Jack.
He did that thing like we always joke about the asylum and the excursion.
People seeking asylum and escaping from an asylum.
So, what about when he was talking about was it oil tankers are coming by sea, which means over water?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Oh yeah. Well, he did. We stopped all the drugs that were coming by sea, which is by water.
Because a lot of people. When it's something that he didn't realize.
Oh, my friend.
He'll say a lot of people, and that means he thought that it meant see with your eyes.
My friend. Apparently, how Trump does this thing? He does this a lot, where he's like, Abraham Lincoln. A lot of people don't know he was a Republican, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because he just found out.
Yeah.
Okay. This is all right. This is him explaining how you spell the word dumb.
Oh.
Hold on.
It's enough. Most people don't know it has a B. He's a dumb person. It's enough. Most people don't know it has a B. He's a dumb person. D-U-M, not the B. He's a dumb person.
What?
It's enough. Most people don't know it has a B. He's a dumb person. I said, Doctor, I don't mind being called a brilliant, total tyrant dictator, but I don't want to be called dumb. What do I do, Doctor?
So you had
that was literally him allegedly, and I'm trying to work this out because it is gibberish, ladies and gentlemen. People who are out there, please.
What do I do, Doctor?
What do I do, Doctor? Doctor who apparently doesn't know how to spell dumb, which with Ronnie Jackson, that kind of tracks.
It's like a vaudeville ventriloquist act.
It is. It's like if he was a doll on this guy's lap, it would be hilarious.
He's
a big D-U-M. Most people don't know it has a B. He's a wacky. That guy, Donnie Rapscallion. Yeah, so...
He's got the doctor on his hand. What do I do, Doctor?
Yeah, right. And you're the doctor is the dummy.
Yeah.
He's
talking to the doctor.
Yeah. Oh my God. So in this telling, he's talking to the doctor and he goes, I don't mind them calling me a brilliant tyrant who wants to take over the world, a dictator, but I don't want to be called dumb. And either the doctor was agreeing, no, you don't want to be called dumb,
nope.
D-U-M, no B, because most people don't know it has a B.
Yeah.
So allegedly, in his telling of this story, of when he took his cognitive test, the doctor he took it from felt a need to pull a Dan Quayle and make one of the biggest and most obvious spelling errors in history. And what did Trump do when his own doctor, who was allegedly about to give him a cognitive test, tells him dumb is spelled with no B? Most people don't know it has a B, so just blow it off, I guess. What was he trying to pronounce it to sound smart? You know, like he'll go, don't say Nevada. No, don't say Nevada. They hate that. Say Nevada. Like it's the opposite. Dingbat. And but he was the doctor in this telling told him that people will think he's dumb, and that's worse. And it's spelled D-U-M. Forget the B. Nobody uses it.
No.
And what was Trump doing in this situation? Nodding along. Scenario, Johnny may work this out for the yes and can beats. What? You're sitting in a doctor's office, and your doctor is concerned because you're perpetually online and you still don't know what the news is. And I'm speaking hypothetically. And occasionally when you're trying to figure out what time it is, you look right at your phone and you still don't know. And you've come to him with this concern, as you would.
As you would. Doctor.
Yeah. And
what do I do?
And your doctor says to you, in the middle of your trauma, your worry, your concern, what could possibly be wrong? I found a lump between my ears. Could it be dangerous? And your doctor says, yeah, you don't want people to think you're dumb. D-U-M. Don't worry about the B. Nobody uses the B. You'd go, all right, you know what? I feel better. I don't feel as stupid. These are common mistakes I'm making. This happens to a lot of people. You're an idiot. I'm getting out of here before you give me a prescription for a nail in my head.
Holy moly.
In his telling, his doctor can't spell dumb.
Yeah, that's what he's implying.
And his doctor, who can't spell dumb,
passed him on the cognitive test.
Right. Yeah, said, wow.
Congrats.
You nailed it. Wow. I've seen lots of people take this, sir. I have people coming here all the time.
I've seen so many people take this.
I've seen person after person take this test.
You, sir, are an A.
You are a genius. Look at that. There's a check by everyone. I put them on before you started taking it. I hope you don't mind.
Because I get confused.
That's right. And he's like, and then he walks out of there like the cowardly lion. I got some courage. And again, Trump is the opposite of AI right now. Every time you try AI right now, it's like, wow, and this is the worst it's ever going to be. Like, it's just going to get faster and smarter and better at reasoning and all this stuff.
The smartest he's going to be.
Yeah, every day, Trump is the best he's ever going to be. Yeah. And that's bad, because every day is worse.
Yeah, it's not good.
We got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. It's the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide, spelled MEGWODE. Wow.
B.
You don't say the B.
No,
the B is silent and therefore unnecessary.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnights, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. The COVID-19 pandemic showed the bravery, dedication, and intelligence our doctors and nurses had, regardless of their gender. However, this was not always the case. Back in the 1800s, the idea of a woman doctor was laughable. When Elizabeth Blackwell applied to Geneva Medical College, the students voted on whether or not to accept women into their school. The students agreed to it as a joke, thinking it would be funny to see women fail in their field. Elizabeth felt compelled to become a doctor after a conversation with a dying friend who told her that her ordeal had been that much worse because her physicians were all men. Many of her fellow students and the town shunned her, and one professor tried to scare her out of his class. Regardless, Elizabeth stayed determined and graduated, but after, the dean of her school said he did not wish for more women to enroll. Despite the sexist discrimination, Elizabeth contributed to the first generation of women doctors in America and even opened up her own hospital. And in 2017, for the first time ever, a majority of medical students in the United States were women. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk, where facts matter.
Debunking the lies your uncle saw on Facebook. It's the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide.
Thanks. That's so sweet. We're coming back? Oh, we're back.
Oh, we're
okay,
back.
Good. Yeah, just when you were telling me, like...
I like it when you're punching.
I get, I was saying yesterday, so Vic... Our bass player, he's Swedish, which means he's really sweet, really fun, and all business. Like,
okay.
He's a totally super
talented. I can't wait to
talented.
meet these guys.
Super talented, sings like a bird, just a monster player. I love Vic. But he and I, neither of us drink. Like, he drinks, I suppose, socially occasionally, but I never have and never will. And between the two of us, though, we certainly don't drink around showtime or rehearsal or any of that kind of stuff. So we're never doing that. And I was like, because, the occasional person, I've experienced them in the showbiz where they like need a shot to go on or to take the edge off or whatever. And I was telling Vic yesterday because he'd flown in from a gig in Nashville and I had just, whiz banged into town and to do these. And I was like, for a teetotaler, exhaustion is like the shot before you go on stage. It's actually a little bit helpful because it loosens you up.
Yeah. Yeah, you care a little bit less.
Yeah. And you can't get adrenalized. That's really what it is. Because when your adrenaline kicks in, there's just not enough of it because you use it up walking through the airport. Right. Trying not to fall down. Right. And so I do have a bit of that going right now.
Yeah, I like
I'm
it.
going to need some semblance of a nap. But again, I can't get too much sleep. Because I might switch into another gear and be well rested, and we can't have that.
And I remember when we did the show at the Vic.
Yes.
And you napped like we did this. You went on your way. I went and got Mrs. Million. We met at the Vic, and we were doing our sound check. And you had pillow marks on your face.
Oh yeah. Because I went down to the room and there's a couch down there. I'm like, I can do this. Yep. Used to freak Chris Bono out when we'd be on the road. Because he's wound up and he gets adrenalized about the show and that kind of stuff and nervous about it. And I'm like, I can do an hour standing on my head, And so I would just go into the green room. There'd be noise, people running around, waiters and waitresses, drinks being made or whatever. And I just snooze for 45 minutes in between shows and as they were turning the room. Yeah. And, because it was one of those things like, there's nothing to worry about.
There's no more prep you can do right now.
It's out of your hands. Yep. Now the only time I can kick in and do something about anything that goes wrong is live on stage. Yeah. Right. And the great thing about Nerd Halen is, and I try to get this through to the guys, and it took me a couple of shows, was, and Jeff, our drummer, who's great, like, apparently this really stuck with him at one point because he's been in cover bands before, but he's also been in regular bands and all this stuff. And there's a lot of technical stuff going on there, and you can get your nerve up about it. No, it's a show and it's show night and da da da. And in this band in particular, I'm like, there are no mistakes. There are only opportunities for comedy.
Right.
If we have to start a song over again because something goes wrong, we do it and we enjoy it.
And you make it funny.
Yes. And so once they kind of, it's easier for some to grasp than others.
It's a rare treat for a band. Like many bands can't do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They can't, but I can go, no. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
And then I can go over to my fake inhaler and take a shot.
I was about to say, then take a hit off the inhaler.
Yeah, right, and go back at it. So, and it's one of the beautiful things about doing it. And again, tonight at the Vixen in McHenry, if you're in the Chicagoland area, please come down and see us.
Local Giants Mockstar opening up.
Yeah, that's right. Mockstar, they're great. We played with them before.
Yeah, they are a heck of a band. And my buddy Phil is on the drums. I don't know if he's got a character name in the band or not. A lot of
way to blow it.
I know. But Phil and I played together for years.
Is he Dr. Phil? And he puts on a big mustache?
And the bald wig.
Goes, I think everybody in this band needs to hug it out.
He just looks at me and goes, and how's that working out for you?
How's that working out for you? Yeah.
Well, he's a great friend of mine.
I think the way to do Dr. Phil, since I'm being punchy anyways, is do Bill Clinton, but deeper and dumber.
Yeah, that's a good route.
I'm trying to ask you a question here. Like it's that kind of zone. Yeah, that's my idea. I'm sticking to it.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't do that very often, but so it's impressive. If I saw Hal sleeping, I'd spoon him. Who wouldn't? I'd get in line.
I remember when we were in high school, seeing you all sleepy on your bed. I'm like, oh, look at the little.
Yeah, Hal. I do. I feed.
He's pretty cute when he's sleeping, guys.
Yeah. Because it's the only time I'm truly harmless.
It is. It's like he's so irritating when he's awake, but look at him.
Yeah, look at him. Oh, he's precious.
He's so sweet.
Yeah, it's like having a kid.
He's just like us.
That's what having a toddler is like.
Sure.
You're like, oh my God, he's so precious. And he wakes up, I'm
an
afraid.
18-month-old boy cat.
Somebody's like, Dr. Phil, talk about dumb, no B, right? So, needless to say, so we get back to the news of the day, because again, I feel like part of this, and real honest take on this, is there have been a couple of times when, I've been talking about this on the live stream or even on the radio show, where we all know we're on a treadmill. We're all on a hamster wheel right now.
Yeah.
This is, until the election comes this fall, it is completely out of our hands.
Yep.
Especially if you're, a Democrat and you care. We are in the minority. Thanks, 6 million people who didn't vote because they thought Trump would be better for Gaza than Harris. How's that ongoing, never-ending peace or everlasting peace going right now?
And this is when you slide into the Dr. Phil voice.
How's that working out for you? Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for cueing me. I'm a little punchy. I can't be up on. I'm this close to popping into Bobcat, and you know it. So be careful.
Man.
So somebody said, you mean another No King's March won't help? No, it will. It will. But it will help remind people that we do have voices and you're not alone. That's different. But insofar as the decisions that are being made on an executive level and a congressional level, the voters of this country, especially the people on our side of the aisle or allegedly on our side of the aisle who sat it out last time, Hal, are you vote shaming? You damn straight I am.
Yeah.
By them sitting it out, in the immortal words of Geddy Lee, written, of course, by Neil Peart, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. And we are living in that choice right now.
Yep.
And there are a lot of folks out there.
I don't do politics. Do you buy gas?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Every single time. And let me tell you something, folks. If you're a blue voter in a big red district and you're like, it wouldn't matter, I guarantee you there are enough people in your district saying that exact same thing that aren't voting. That's why it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because one of two things could happen if every blue voter just voted. All you got to do is just show up and vote your conscience, a baseline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking for heavy lifting. You don't have to go into judges' records and stuff like that. If you want to look it up, that's good. There's plenty of people here on CPT, by the way, that will help walk you through, like those kind of candidates once we get close to things. But if you just did the baseline, if they just showed up, one of two things would happen. Either you would turn a red district blue overnight because there are that many people already there, or you would make enough of a dent in the election where instead of it being an 80-20 district, it would be closer to a 55-45.
No, it's purple.
That's right. And when it's purple, they can't run a full-on maggot in
full-on
that
hate
race
campaign.
They can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't run. You can't run these like fringy, outsidery cultists if they're going to have to eventually answer to a broader electorate.
Which is wild to me that the maggots that are winning these primaries against other Republicans, that they have to realize they're not going to win the general.
Oh yeah, and well, there's a bunch of Democratic leadership who are like trying not to crow too loudly because they know exactly what's going to happen.
Probably stumping for them covertly.
Yeah. Like sending, secretly, well, we don't have enough money to buy ads for our guy, but if we buy 3 ads for this idiot,
for that lunatic,
everybody will go, ooh, anything but, right? And this is key. Again, all I'm asking, folks, all I'm saying, vote every time, and vote. If you're, I say this all the time, but if you're ever confronted with a choice that you think is the,
two evils.
Yeah, the lesser of two evils, choose less evil. But the key to this has to be that you show up every time and just notch the fence. Make sure that they know you're there as a voter. Because, again, one of the reasons why the ACA didn't have a public option in it, people will blame the blue dogs, the Democrats that were against it. And they definitely played a part in it. Mm-hmm. But largely because the states these blue dogs are in are now... they have, by and large, have Republican senators in those blue seats because that's the kind of district it is. We, as Democrats, had not convinced those districts enough that this would be a plus. Mm-hmm. And the blue dogs were saying, hey, if we do this, I'm going to lose my seat. And that's exactly what happened. Over time, it did play out that way. They weren't wrong. And now those seats are held by Republicans. And that's a key aspect of this. It isn't about whether or not that politician did their thing. It's about, did we show up and give them the reinforcement they needed so that when they needed to stand for this, they knew that they had the electorate behind them.
Right.
And Republicans, by and large, aren't afraid, at least they haven't been up until this year, they haven't been afraid of Democratic voters. Because even if we show up in force for a Obama-type election or 2020, which is, in the middle of a pandemic and everybody's pushing for this, next time we'll be gone, and they know it.
Yeah.
So they just sit there and ride it out. In many ways, it's ironic, but there's a ton of Republicans that are looking at Trump that way. There's a bunch of maggots. Let's see. Somebody said, I'm sorry, this moves forward. Co in this said that also applies to the other way around. In a 53-47 for the Dem that representative will hover around the middle status quo instead of knowing they have the latitude to push more left. Well, I would argue to 53-47, you don't. That's another example of a purple district.
Yeah.
It's what you need to do, what that person needs to do is get into bully pulpit mode and start selling the Democratic plan, which will work and benefit people, to the 47% that are, because those are the voters that showed up last time.
Yeah.
They're not the voters that will show up next time. And the independent, watery middle that goes back and forth, they need more convincing. That's why they're not part of any party. They're not going to, and they're not on board right away. You're going to have to sell them because, sometimes because they have a genuine sense of independence. Mm-hmm. Most of the time because they're egomaniacs who need to be catered to. And so, I'm not in either party, so both of you have to convince me. I will sit here instead of going, why don't you just vote for the thing that will help the most people, including you?
Yeah.
Right. No, I want to be pandered to in that situation. We got to take another break in a couple seconds. We'll be back right after this. It's the Houseworks Radio program, Mega Worldwide. Hit the like, subscribe on the YouTube and the Facebook and the Instagram and I'm not up on Instagram right now. And Substack, on the Substack. We got a good subscriber base starting to grow on Substack.
And there's a Discord.
There is a Discord. Oh, it's wonderful. Why won't you join the Discord, Johnny Million? You're only in the staff chat. Hang out with the regular people. Just you say they're below you. Why would you say such a thing? On the air, even. We'll be back.
Dive deeper into the heart of the news and stories at WCPT 820 and across the Midwest by checking out our website, heartlandsignal.com.
It's the coverage I can count on every time.
For the latest news updates, in-depth analysis, compelling stories, comprehensive election coverage, live streams, and thought-provoking opinions, head to heartlandsignal.com.
When I need to know, they're there.
They keep me informed and updated wherever I am.
Stay informed with WCPT 820, your go-to source for where facts matter.
Hey Progressives, it's Richard Chu, host of Chu's Views weekdays 6 to 8 a.m. Central. We're all anxious for the 2026 midterm election to arrive so we can restore some sanity and much-needed oversight to our government. In fact, it's the most important midterm election in American history, and Chu's Views will be in the thick of it, bringing you candidate interviews on a regular basis. I'll be talking to Democratic Party hopefuls running for House and Senate at the federal and state level, as well as candidates for governor and other state and local offices.
I am in love with our ability to fight for our rights, to fight for our future, to fight for our freedoms, to fight as our ancestors fought. It's just our moment. This is just our time to stand up and to speak up. We can't give up on this.
If you miss any of the interviews live, you'll be able to find them all on WCPT's Candidate Interviews page at heartlandsignal.com/candidates. That's Choose Views weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. on WCPT, Chicago's progressive talk for 20 years.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
This is Damian Perdue of Think Theory Radio, Saturdays at 6 p.m. You're listening to Hal Sparks' radio program, Mega Worldwide.
I'm trying, my plug on my headphones is, there it is. It was getting wiggly.
Oh, wiggly.
So it was one of those things when I was moving around. And I'm in such stage mode still.
You are?
Chat room, by the way, I've missed you. I want to say this in all honesty. Since I haven't been able to do the show because I've been on the road.
Yeah.
I do indeed miss it when I can't. And not just because, a news story came up. But the community that we have is just amazing. And it's lovely to see everybody coming through there. And I mean this genuinely. It's a very sweet thing. And especially when people come up at the shows and they know me from that. It's just, it's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. Right. And I will never take it for granted. Like some people I know. I'm just now I know that voice has got Johnny's number. So I can't.
The best part is that it's your outrage voice. Like I've had it up to here.
Right. I'm horrified.
So stupid.
It is, but it's the right kind of stupid. Thank you very much. I think we've all grown a little from this. And you guys, Blue Love, thank you. It says, we look so happy today. Thank you. Part of that is just lack of sleep on my part, and the other one is that Johnny's just genuinely happy. He's just.
Well, we're together. I'm happy.
I know it's a good thing. It warms my heart to be here, genuinely, and I'm like, we got one more show tonight, and then I'm back to LA for 2 days.
Where did you go before that? You did Ohio last night.
And we were in Pittsburgh the night before that.
Jeez and crow. Yeah. That's not too far.
No, it seems like it should be, but it isn't.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh's like way west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, so we did those, and they were great.
Did you drive Pittsburgh to Ohio?
We did.
Yeah.
And then they're driving from Ohio to here.
Because they got some gear?
Yeah, from this morning. And I flew in so that I could do the radio show and hang out and all that kind of stuff. And boy.
Yeah.
Was that a toothful? I mean, I was fine. My flight was all right. And then I only have one requirement for flights, which is I want the same number of takeoffs and landings.
Oh yeah,
that's it. As long as it has the same number of takeoffs and landings,
those need to equal.
Yeah, as long as they zero out, I'm good.
Yeah,
and everything else is. Debatable and cute. Yeah. But it took me, I was in line for 2 hours to get the rental car. 2 hours.
What?
In line, 2 hours, standing there. And I was like, it's one of those things like, I'll just get my rental car. And you know what? I might just drive over to the station and just kind of put my seat back and maybe I'll just catch a snooze for 30 minutes or something like that. That was my plan. The best laid plans of mice and men.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen at all.
Were there a lot of people in line?
Yes, but not like down the blocky kind of stuff.
Not 2 hours worth.
No, it was lack of people behind the counter and them being hostile to the idea that there weren't more people there. So like they're slowing the line down to get back at Craig, who didn't show up for work today.
And the things that people say to rent-a-car people is amazing. I remember like waiting,
like try to talk themselves into a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Well, that's the other thing too, is that I think I irritate people in line in those situations because I refuse to get upset.
Yeah, because you're fine with it.
Because I know it's just this is the roll of the dice. If next time I'll either not choose this car company or I'll do something else. And it could happen there too. They could have the same thing happen. So I'm not going to read too much into it. But there is a little bit of like I, me, that a lot of people go through when they're standing. And I think I irritate people because I'm fine. I just roll
with it.
Yeah, just go with it. And I also have a tremendous amount of sympathy for people who are behind counters, especially when they deal with, the people who like walk up for a car rental with a bunch of like wads of paper. Yeah. I have a printout of my driver's license.
Right.
And this is the 5th one they've been to and they keep getting turned down or whatever. And I need a cross country.
One way.
Yeah, SUV, some with a lot of trunk space and it's easy to hose down. Right.
You guys good at getting blood out of things.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles would not have been funny if I was in it. I agree.
You just would have rolled with the punches.
Well, and that's the other thing is I don't think it was funny. There's cute moments in it, but I found it very melancholy and sad, and I felt for John's character in it. And when Steve Martin made fun of him and was doing the pull string thing, and that's the big monologue everybody thinks is funny. I didn't find that part funny at all.
No,
I really didn't. Like I was watching it, I was like,
he's being very cruel.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, you lost me. You know, but that was where Steve was going through his. I need a little bit of drama and everything, or I won't do it. Which I understand. It's a little bit silly. It's a thing. It's a comedian thing.
A few funny things.
Yeah, definitely. There's a ton of
like you're going the wrong way.
Oh, they know which way we're going, right? Right, yeah. Which is, again, that's just John. But he could also bring pathos to. Why is Caleb calling me when he knows I'm on the air?
Tell him I said hi.
Hold on. Yeah,
all right, we're going to talk to Caleb.
Hold on. WCPT Radio, you're on the air.
Oh my God, are you on the air?
Yeah.
No.
Hey Caleb.
Yeah.
It's Johnny. How you doing, man?
Yeah, we're in studio. On the radio. Yeah. What's up? So are you?
We're checked in.
Oh, that's great. Cool. Is it nice?
We're in the elevator right now. Say hi.
Is it a nice elevator though?
Yeah.
Is Vic there?
It's a nice elevator.
Okay, good. Cool.
Make sure you get your key from the.
Do they have snacks? They have okay. They have snacks and stuff. What time's breakfast?
Looking forward to you.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah. So, but you're in town and everything's okay. And is there anything you want to tell the listeners besides the fact that we'll be
at the Vixen
tonight?
If they want a rock show, they want to laugh.
Sure.
Tonight at the Vixen, be there.
All right. But it has to. One or more of those boxes has to be checked for them to show up.
Rock or a laugh.
Rock or a laugh, or both.
Yeah.
Or
we check both boxes.
Yes, I like to think we do. Thanks.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
Hi, Chicago.
Yeah. Talk to you later. Thanks very much. I'm going to do. You know what Stephanie Miller does when somebody's on the phone with her?
What's that?
Poor guy.
I just hung up on him.
Yeah.
That's what she always does.
Does he know that I'm sitting in tonight?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say he liked it. No,
I guess he'll be like all icy.
Hi,
hey, Caleb,
Johnny.
nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. I know who you are.
Yes, he knows. We're good. So, am I bringing your gear up with me when I drive up there, or are we going to meet up later? You're going to drive up early for sound check, and
I'm going to drive up early for sound check.
Lovely.
When is sound check?
I think it's 3 or something like that.
Oh, Mrs. Million, guess what we're doing?
Hey,
we're going to spend the day in McHenry.
The day in McHenry.
Poor lady.
Look, there are a lot of worse things to go through than going to a sound check and that kind of stuff as a life thing. Imagine if you're like,
she complains a little bit. I think she likes it.
Yeah, it's better to you work at a I don't know, a slaughterhouse. Like, take your spouse to work day. Yeah, right. We're going to be downwind today, honey.
Look, there's just blood everywhere.
Oh, see, that's why I do political talk radio, because doing one of these stupid morning zoo shows would be too easy. Just whip out a stupid voice every so often, and everybody's laughing like there aren't problems in the world. What are you people thinking?
Hang up on a couple of callers.
That's right.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I think I have to explain to him later. I feel bad, actually. I don't know that he... Yeah.
Because he so earnestly said, no, what?
Yeah, right.
It's like,
I was trying to catch him in the middle of the word what, so that was the thing.
Poor guy.
So what are you going to do?
And he turned to everybody else in the elevator and said, elevators, son of a...
Right. No, somebody, I think Victor will probably explain it to him. Yeah. So Victor's...
They're like rushing to a radio right now to listen. I bet he's laughing.
I bet he's laughing at us. Yeah. And the senator, though he wasn't intoxicated, could not explain his nudity. Baby, if you've ever wondered. All right, so this is Loopy Hal. This is definitely Loopy Hal. But what do you expect? I gotta say, and somebody's like, Stephanie?
What?
Really?
That's where Hal came from on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, well, in some ways. I mean, you'll recall I started in radio at New Trier High School.
Did you do the...
I did, because I did forensics. I did competition acting and drama. And apparently, Baumhart thought I had a face for radio.
Nice.
And he didn't want me to do scene work, and he didn't think stand-up comedy was a real art form.
Sure.
So he put me in radio. And so I was doing, news and weather. I was doing the little, you have to do it in exactly a minute and time it out and all that kind of stuff. So I figured out how to do that, and then I forgot it just in time to actually do radio later. Stephanie Miller's like, would you like to fill in? I'm like, what is quarter hour mean? Is that there's hard breaks and soft breaks? What is this?
I'm just going to read the entire...
Someone just poke me when it's time to shut up.
I'm going to read the entire Obamacare bill.
Right. Which is, how it actually happened. We're close to our last block after this.
We said nothing.
Huh?
We said nothing in this block.
And yet... we said more than Trump did this week. So, you know what I mean? All right, we'll be back right after this. We're going to take an early break, so we have more of a ride out on this and whatever. Like I said, Vixen in McHenry tonight, the Vixen, the Vixen, the one and only Vixen, the world famous Vixen.
And it's a great room. King's X Rock there. There's plenty of parking.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, parking... Well, that sounds wonderful. We'll be back.
Well, it's kind of fun because you pull up to the place and it looks it looks very small. It looks like a roadhouse, and then you walk in, it's all nice and wide open. And the further back you go, it gets more and more open. It's crazy. Yeah.
So it's cursed.
Sure.
It's haunted.
It's interdimensional.
It's like a house in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Now I'm petrified.
Yes.
Now I'm afraid to do a show. We'll be back.
Humanity.
Where are they now with Art and Bobby?
Let's welcome today's guest, Larry Ambry, veteran Navy, radio man, second class. Maybe it's a good time now. Tell us a story on the ship.
The torpedoman, his name was Mentner, had called up to the conning officer and said somebody had defecated in the torpedo room.
Oh, my God.
So we followed the lieutenant down the torpedo room, and the lieutenant looks at it and he says, looks like poop. So he reaches down and he grabs some and he goes, oh, my goodness, smells like poop.
Listen to Where Are They Now Saturdays at 10 a.m.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnights. 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
I am happy, you are happy. Let us be happy together, whether the weather is cloudy or sunny. I will always be your funny honey bunny. I am lucky, you are lucky. Let us get lucky together, whether the weather is cloudy or breezy. I'll be there to say, hey, come on, let's take it easy. 'Cause isn't it nice to have the friends that you do? And isn't it nice that the sky is so blue? And isn't it nice to say I love you, chugga chugga choo choo, woo woo. I am smiling, you are smiling. Let us smile together, whether the weather is cloudy or stormy. I will still be there in the morning. I'll be right by your side in the morning. I'll make you breakfast in the morning. I hope that you like cereal.
Yay! Yay! So, There was a moment after, Colbert's show ended this week.
Yeah.
After basically, total pressure from President Thinskin, who I would like to say for the record, just to clarify, in case anybody from the White House is listening, Donald Trump is a weak, pathetic, sad, tiny little man
who's afraid of clowns.
Who's afraid of clowns. Who's afraid of jokes. Who can't take a joke because A, he's weak just in general, and B, he knows they're telling the truth.
Yep.
More than anything, that is why Donald Trump hates comedians that make fun of him, because they are telling the truth.
They don't have to make anything up.
That's right. And so Stephen Colbert is going to be writing a new show for the Lord of the Rings series, because he's got
to be so happy.
Yeah.
Watching him nerd out on Lord of the Rings, it loses me entirely, because I'm only like, I saw some of the movies.
Right.
He knows the books inside and out.
And then the day after he showed up on Michigan Public Access Television and did a show live from Michigan Public Access.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, from a public access station in Monroe, Michigan, for an audience of 12 people. That's probably where you'll see me next, which is he took over the show from David Letterman in 2015, and that's what he said.
He said, on a public access
yeah, you'll
show
see me
in
on
Michigan?
in Monroe, Michigan, for an audience of 12 people. And then after the show ended, he did it. He made
manifested.
After 12 years. So super great, and bless his heart, and just
and
awesome.
Having Paul McCartney on, like, they were in the same, like, that was the Ed Sullivan Theater. That's
yes.
the same stage that he was on. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, little Beatles, right?
The same stage.
Yeah.
It's like however many years later. That's so crazy.
That's the same stage where he said, Leinard, Skynard, yeah.
Wow.
So,
I mean, in his defense, I wouldn't have known how to say it either.
Yeah. Lanyard, Skinyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
The first album's called Pronounced.
Right, sure.
Like, they get it.
They know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an inside joke that they let out.
Yep.
That, it's like a dog that gets an indoor
it was
cat.
Gym teacher.
Yeah?
Yeah, for real. I'm going to look
Leonard
that one
Skinner
up.
was their gym teacher?
Was their gym teacher, yeah.
And they just spelled it differently because they didn't want to owe him money later.
Was Leonard Skinner the name of their gym teacher? Leonard Skinner was named after Leonard Skinner, a strict gym teacher at Robert E. Lee
Oh, man.
High School. I bet
Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, it was. Skinner was known for enforcing a strict policy against male students having long hair, which led band members like Gary Rossington to quit school. The band used a modified spelling to jokingly honor him.
Can you imagine how he was on segregation? I wonder how he felt about George Martin playing on Beatles records. Yikes.
Oy vey.
So, Leonard Skinner. So, let me tell you something. The comedians will have the last laugh, and Donald Trump is not going to be able to do any of the stuff in remaking this country into this sort of dictatorial water slide of his id that he wants it to be. It's not happening.
No,
and
we all just know we have a lot of work to do.
We do. Yeah, we got to do a lot of cleanup. Yeah. And I said this when this happened. It's like the idea that he's going to be able to do the big awful is, with the exception of a tactical nuke in Iran, which I personally believe is still on the table, but it will be one of their nuclear sites, and that's how he'll get away with it. But he just wants to be one of the guys that dropped one. And so that might be what they've been talking him out of every weekend over the last little bit. Why they keep talking him down, because that's what he wants is the opening salvo. And everybody's like, no. And he's like, well, if I can't have that, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's like it turns into one of Ivanka's birthday parties. Like, whatever, I hate you. And, why isn't everything gold? It's the only color that matters. So, but there,
so much White House renovation is going to have to be done.
Oh my God, it's going to be so embarrassing. I think there will be something cool to be like, we're going to take all the gold down from these kind of things, and we're going to melt it down and put it back in Fort Knox where it belongs, so that we can shore up the dollar for the American taxpayer. Right? All this stuff is just going into Fort Knox, right next to the Ark of the Covenant. which was also gold, but I think it was just painted wood.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah, my face feels hot all of a sudden.
It's almost waxing.
It's weird.
My face feels all hot.
On second thought, she's horrible looking. Her complexion's terrible. I'd see a doctor about that.
Can we close this thing, or is it too late?
It's too late. Keep your eyes shut, Marion.
Don't look at it.
Don't look at it.
Whatever you do.
Hey, it burned our ropes off. Let's get out of here. It didn't kill us, but it burned our ropes off. How convenient. I thought we were just going to starve to death in the desert surrounded by dead Germans.
Have you ever heard that argument that Raiders, like he does nothing in Raiders, and like the whole movie would have happened had he not been there?
Right, because they open it and die anyways. Yeah, right. Yeah. Told ya.
Yeah, nothing he did affected any plot points in that movie.
Well, the whole point was fate. The aspect of, do you have faith? And I would argue, yes, and it's very silly. and I'm sorry, your magic box with your two little sticks on either side of it aren't going to make lightning blow everybody's face off, especially if it's just filled with white sand, which is not from the area, which are supposedly the pulverized
the
15 commandments. Yeah.
The 15. 10. 10 commandments.
10 commandments for all to obey. Right. Don't get me started. We'll go down a rabbit hole of that one. We do have, there is, in spite of Trump, and I think this is what pesters him the most, is that there's a lot of good news going on in the world. Yeah. And obviously I lean very heavily into the tech space and that part of it, because I do believe the big advances in medicine and in safe technology and renewable energy will be the thing that save humanity, of the things that we're doing. And if I'm just telling everybody, stay alive till 2030. Then things get really good physically for everybody, all humans on the planet. Yeah, you'll be all right.
I got this.
Yeah. But, I was like nerding out this week again about solid state batteries and sodium based batteries as opposed to lithium ion. And they, these new ones have a longer range. They're lighter. They have a gel instead of a liquid interior so that if they get pierced, they don't explode and burn forever. And they're not, it's not like cold fusion, which is always, a couple decades away. Yeah. They're being produced this year. Nice. They'll be mass produced by the fall. They're going to continue to expand, and they will replace lithium ion batteries in vehicles and any big usage. The one in your phone will still be lithium ion because they're very small and whatever. But the bigger plate ones that you find in vehicles, those are all going to be replaced in the next year and a half. And so electric cars are going to get cheaper. They're going to get more efficient. They're going to get safer. Home batteries that people will have for their solar systems and stuff. Like, one of the reasons I haven't gotten one of those.
It only works when the sun is up.
Right. Oh, God. So I pointed this out.
Someone stole your battery.
Yeah, exactly. Don't. You come down and there's just a big wire sticking out. Oh, that's why.
Do you remember that Eddie Murphy album from the first Eddie Murphy album? Yeah, my car's got a different tone to it.
Oh, I
think it's Comedian, the one where he's got the flower over his ear.
Yes, that was Delirious, but the album.
Yes,
is Comedian. Yeah. Yes, and that had Boogie in Your Butt and
I can't.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Yeah, where he was Richard
Simmons.
Richard Simmons, yes.
In your butt.
Yeah, Boogie in your butt. Well, that wasn't the Richard Simmons song. That was just a straight up. That was just where they were trying to get him to sing about
a whole lot
in your butt.
Make it bright.
Right, in your butt. So, hey, man, what y'all talking about? To put boogie in people's butts. You got your mind, you go to jail for doing something like that. Wait, I get to keep this $100? Yeah. So,
step aside.
My friend, let me show you how to do it. With Big Bet, he just dropped right to it.
I've been doing this for years.
Yeah, right. So we'll get it. We'll do the whole thing. This is, I think this show is becoming slowly an FEC violation in its own. I feel like Venus flytrap in the drunk test episode of WKRP where Johnny got faster and faster.
Oh, Johnny did,
but Venus, after 3 shots, is just gone.
That was so brilliant.
Yeah.
And the wasn't there an officer there?
Yeah, the police officer was administering the...
He's like, I've never seen anything like
this.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen
anything like this. Yep, now it's contagious. Now you can't shake it. Now it's with you forever. So this is... we're going to be staring down the face of it. And this is one of those things, is like, it's a Saturday, which means Trump is going to be pushing, sometime in the next 6 hours. They're going to be tacoing for a while, and then they're going to be making a decision based on what will happen to the stock market. And they're going to make all the calls to their brokers traders, tomorrow.
Yep.
And go, okay, 8:30 a.m., be in there and get ready, And then, because at 9 a.m. he's going to post this, and then we're off.
Yep.
And or buy futures, before trading.
Will they be able to prosecute this stuff afterwards?
Yes, they will. And that's the weird part about it too, is that a lot of them think they won't be able to, or they can't. And the idea, I guess, if they assume he or someone like him will be in power forever, we're just going to hold on to this, or he'll pardon me. Well, you can't pardon people for that. Yeah. You cannot, it can only be for stuff around, in that you're involved in around national security, according to the SCOTUS' ruling on this particular thing, is that that's why Trump could get away with it, because you can't question his thinking on any of this stuff. You're not allowed, or lack thereof. You couldn't actually assess, because it was a violation of, of his privilege, of executive privilege, to even ask him what his motivation was. You just have to take him at his word that it was for the good of the country. And that's,
because he's president.
And again, one of the big cleanup things we're going to have to do is Democrats are going to have to take over the House, the Senate, and the presidency to get any of this done, and in very large numbers. Yeah. Because if we're having to, you won't be able to do some of this stuff, there'll be a couple things you can do through reconciliation, one of which I would suggest, because it will not add to the budget, is a limit on presidential pardon power, that no president can pardon anyone that is for anything that is engaged in a criminal enterprise that they themselves are accused of.
I like that.
Or can be tried in the future. The other thing is that the president's financial holdings and those things legally have to go into some sort of limbo while they're in office.
Yeah.
I don't think the elimination of buying and selling stocks in the abstract, like an index fund or something like that, because it kind of marks that you're invested in the country, just like anybody who has a retirement thing or a 401k or something like that. That's fine.
Yeah, but you just shouldn't be able to monkey with it.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't be able to touch it while you're in office, and certainly not like, hey guys, we're going to give this contract tomorrow afternoon. That's the problem that everybody has.
T. Rowe Price has my stuff, and they're doing whatever they do.
Right, yeah. And again, an index fund means it all goes up or it all goes down. And that gives them more of an impetus not to favor certain things, but to favor the market overall for everybody who has an investment in it. And that's broader than it's ever been.
It's got to stop where people that vote on things, on legislation, can also buy and sell something in the market that they're affecting with their vote.
Especially if you're on the committee governing that particular thing. It's so absurd. But again, this is why Darrell Issa, and there's an Ohio congressman, I believe, who's the richest congressman, and over Darrell Issa, finally beat him out. And he's one of these guys who trades all the time, and way more than Nancy Pelosi ever did. And again, even Pelosi's thing, and we got a couple of seconds left, and at the end of the show, I want to thank you guys for being here, and we love you and appreciate you, is that if you live in Silicon Valley and you see tech coming, and your husband has money, he's going to buy stock in all these companies because they see them there.
Yeah.
It's there. It's not like he bought oil on information she had, and they're in they live in San Francisco and it happened in Texas. It's a little silly. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you live in San Francisco, you're by and large invested in the tech world, whether you're even hiring people for your staff who used to work at Apple and that kind of thing. And they're going to talk about what's there. So it's not even insider trading. It's just the blab around town. You stand in a bar in San Francisco, you'll hear this stuff. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Yay.
WCPT taking good care of us while we're here. I'm going to go try to work my way up to McHenry, get some food in my gullet. You want to get something to eat? You want to grab a bite? Do you have time? You don't think you have?
Let's
you got to go get your stuff.
We got to.
Oh yeah, we got to work that part out. Yeah, we got a little. songage to do.
Yeah.
You're right.
You don't have a ton of time.
Good point. All right, we'll work it out.
Okay.
We'll work it out. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thank you. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. See you later. Okay, bye. You guys are wonderful. Thank you, Patreons.
You are listening to WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk station, where facts matter and truth always wins. Stay informed, stay engaged.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carton. The unofficial start to summer is underway this weekend as millions of Americans get to where they need to go. From planes, trains to automobiles, travelers are definitely paying attention to higher gas prices this time around, even impacting the ways they're traveling.
Every time we drive by the station, it just goes up, and we're concerned.
It's pretty chaotic right now. Fortunately, I booked this pretty far out before ticket prices went super high up.
TSA says they're fully staffed, but steady lines are reported at many major airports. This as AAA says the national average for a gallon of regular unleaded gas is sitting at $4.55. More than 40,000 people remain under mandatory evacuation orders in Southern California as officials say a chemical tank is in danger of exploding. More from Lisa Taylor.
Crews douse the tank with water overnight in an attempt to keep the temperature inside cool enough to stop it from blowing up or cracking and leaking and sending toxic material into the community. Authorities fear those two options could be the only outcome for the unstable tank at GKN Aerospace in Garden Grove. That's why they've ordered the evacuation of parts of 5 cities in the area. If the tank fails, it could result in the largest hazmat situation in California history.
The U.S. is reportedly preparing for possible new strikes against Iran. Sources tell CBS News that the Trump administration is preparing for a fresh round of military strikes, even as talks continue to reach a possible peace deal. The report said no formal decision on strikes had been reached as of Friday afternoon. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Friday that Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium and its effort to create a tolling system in the Strait of Hormuz are still not acceptable. No tsunami is expected after a magnitude 6.0 earthquake hit the South Kona area of Hawaii. No damage or injuries reported. You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CASH to borrow up to $10,000.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. When the United States entered World War II, President Franklin Roosevelt believed that Major League Baseball should continue despite most of the players being off defending their country in the war. Worried about the future of the sport, Philip Wrigley founded the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League in 1943. Despite being the first league for women, the league did not want any racial integration and turned away pitcher Mamie Johnson because she was black. But Johnson's love for the game did not let this stop her, as Johnson and 2 other women of color tried out for the Negro Leagues, and all 3 of them were then signed by the Indianapolis Clowns. The 3 women faced struggles from their male counterparts, but won over the league and the fans with their playing ability. During their run, the Clowns had the highest attendance, beating out any team in Major League Baseball and the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
Welcome to Edwin Eisendrath's It's the Democracy, Stupid. A set of conversations about our government, our politics, and the kind of country we aspire to be. And now, here's your host, Edwin Eisendrath, on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Memorial Day weekend. First, a bit of housekeeping. I'm going to take your calls at the 3 o'clock hour here in Chicago instead of 3:30 as I usually do. I have a guest that's going to come at 3:30 in that time, so we just switch. So be ready to call in at 3, a half hour earlier than usual. Now, Memorial Day. Wow. It's just such a catastrophic gap between what we owe to the people who died for this country and the country that Donald Trump is trying to make. But the good news for us is this week, Trump lost his Teflon. You know, the man who boasted that he could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and not lose any voters, he is in free fall. Now, he's as dangerous as ever. And I know you'll call and tell me, but he's doing this and he's doing that. He is. He is dangerous. He's still eager to shoot people where he can, but Americans are done with him. This week, 2 federal judges showed us what that looks like. 2. In Chicago, April Perry freed the Broadview 6. These are Americans arrested and charged with felonies for protesting ICE during Operation Midway Blitz. Because of Judge Perry's determination to follow the evidence and the law, we learned the truth that Trump's Justice Department manipulated a grand jury to bring the indictments and then tried to hide that manipulation.